In a kingdom cradled by endless green hills, where rivers shimmered like ribbons of silver and orchards danced with blossoms in the breeze, lived Princess Alara, the kind-hearted daughter of King Alden and Queen Seraphina. Her castle, perched atop a gentle slope, was a vision of ivy-covered towers and golden banners that sparkled in the sunlight. But what Alara loved most wasn't the grandeur of stone walls or the glitter of jewels. It was the wild, wondrous world beyond. Every morning, as the first blush of dawn painted the sky, Alara would sneak out to the royal garden. It was no ordinary garden, but a magical place alive with color and song. Birds with feathers like gemstones sang sweet tunes from blossoming trees. Rabbits and deer wandered freely unafraid, while golden fish splashed playfully in a crystal fountain. And in this garden Alara sang, a song that was each morning's gift to the waking day. "Oh, rise up, sun, and kiss the skies, let flowers bloom where the dew still lies. Sing, little birds, your melodies true, the world is bright, and so are you." Alara loved her kingdom dearly, but she couldn't help but feel there was something more, a story beyond the hills she had yet to discover. She often wandered the meadows beyond the garden gates, her heart carrying her where her eyes could not see. The animals were her companions, and together they explored the wonders of the woodlands, the laughing brooks, and the golden fields. But one morning brought a different kind of adventure. As Alara wandered deep into the valley, she found an old woman sitting beside a broken wheelbarrow on the path. Her hands were weathered, and her shawl looked as though it had seen many winters. The wheel of her cart was cracked, and beside it spilled vegetables she could not gather alone. "Good day, dear lady," said Alara, kneeling by the woman's side. "May I help?" The old woman looked up with eyes that gleamed warmly, but carried the weight of tears she had not yet shared. "You are kind to offer, young one, but I fear this is too great a task." "Nonsense," Alara said with a smile. "Together I am sure we'll manage. Lend a hand, a heart, a smile. Kindness makes the world worthwhile." With a few sturdy branches, Alara fashioned a splint for the wheel, restoring the cart enough to roll again. Then she filled it with the woman's scattered vegetables and offered to walk her back to the village at the valley's edge. As they journeyed, the woman began to tell her story of how the crops had been poor that year, and many in the village were struggling. Alara listened closely, her heart filling with both sorrow and determination. When they reached the village, Alara couldn't help but notice the weary faces of the people. Farmers, bakers, weavers, all trying their best to carry on despite their hardships. The fields were dry, the well low, the market stalls half empty. Her kingdom, she realized, was more than what lay within its castle walls. It was every hill, every meadow, and every hand that plowed the earth. These people, too, were her family. That evening, as the orange sun dipped below the rolling hills, Alara had an idea. She returned to the castle with a spark in her eyes and a plan forming in her heart. With the king and queen's blessing, she summoned the royal court and the townsfolk alike to the castle grounds the next morning. Flags were raised, tools were brought, and soon the entire valley was alive with effort. Hand in hand, we'll work and play, we'll plant the seeds to light the way. As the days passed, Alara led the people in renewing their village. Together, they dug channels to bring water from the river to the dry fields. They cleared weeds and planted new seeds. They painted old barns and fixed leaky roofs. Every evening, the tired yet happy townsfolk would gather in the village square, sharing stories, laughter, and songs. And all the while, Alara sang with them. One morning, a month after the old wheelbarrow had first rolled into her path, Alara stood at the edge of a lush, thriving field. The once weary village now brimmed with bustling stalls, blooming flowers, and the chatter of happy children. The people had found joy and hope again. The old woman whom Alara had helped that first day approached her with a small bundle wrapped in cloth. "For you, dear princess," she said, unwrapping the cloth to reveal a crown, not of gold or jewels, but of woven flowers and green leaves. "This is a gift from our hands and hearts. You reminded us of the magic we had forgotten, the magic we make when we work together." Alara accepted the crown, her eyes glistening with gratitude. A crown of blooms, no brighter hue than the hearts of those who shared and grew. As Alara returned to the castle that day, wearing her crown of flowers, she felt her heart fill with something she had never known before. Adventure was not just in the unknown, it was in looking closer, caring greater, and weaving the dreams of others into her own. And so Princess Alara became not just the princess of a castle or a kingdom, but the princess of the people, all people, far and wide. Her story would be told across the hills, carried on every breeze, reminding all who heard it that the greatest treasures are the ones we give from our hearts. Kindness blooms where hearts grow strong, a gift that lasts our whole lives long. Together we dream, together we strive. With love and courage, we all thrive.